Yogis, welcome to your Maya reset today. Thank you for choosing to join me on the mat. You're in for a beautiful restorative 45 minutes. The props we're using today is a bolster or something of a similar thickness and density, a couple of nice big thick pillows maybe, and a cork block. If you don't have a cork block, a foamy is okay, or grab yourself a nice thick book for some support. Taking a comfortable seat, and maybe you would like to use your bolster for support. Placing it beneath the sit bones and allowing the knees to fall open in a sukhasana. Resting on the tops of the feet and the shins, allow the knees to fall nice and wide. And if there's not quite enough support there beneath you, it feels really nice to wrap a blanket a couple of times and place that beneath the shins or beneath the knees for a little bit of extra support too. The energy that we're working with this week is one of an adorning and honoring. And so often we share our love and give away our gifts to all of those that surround us. We honor those spaces and places within them by pouring this beautiful gift that we have into those that we care about. And this week, I want you to really tap into and face the mirror there, considering how often you give back to you, how often you give yourself that same level of love and that same level of respect that you give to others. And I'll be beginning my practice today with one of my favorite oils, Whisper. Whisper's a really beautiful, soft, comforting blend. And this one's specifically for women on pulse points. Placing that one on the pulse points. If you have your favorite oil, reach for that now. And it's such a beautiful way to bring you to the present moment for your practice. And to heighten all of the senses. If you've placed a couple of drops of oils upon your hands, give them a little rub and activate them, taking a couple of deep inhales through the nose now. And as you invite the beautiful fragrance into your body, and to awaken and uplift that energy within you. Maybe you'll find it instinctively and naturally draws a smile to your face. And each time I honor myself in this way by gifting to myself, to gifting a beautiful lush oil to my senses, that awakens parts of me just as it does awaken parts of those that we gift our love, care and attention to. And we are just as worthy. Okay. And taking our opening posture today, we're going to be draping to the back body and using the bolster beneath the knees for some support, and working with our breath, a beautiful pranayama practice, one of my favorite pranayama practices, which is a Dirga breath. So if you adjust your seat and find your bolster running that bottom third of the mat, and then find your sit bones connecting as you find length for the legs. And allow the backs of the knees to rest upon the bolster. And the backs of the hamstrings and the calves to rest upon the bolster. setting up the heels nice and wide. Give yourself at least shoulder width distance, space between the heels at the end of the mat. And before we invite the back body, we're going to find a connection with palms just the other side of the knee on the shins. And inhale and draw the chest nice and long, finding length through the back body. As you exhale, we're just going to take a walk with our hands down our shins. And you might find the hands resting upon the shins still, the ankles, or maybe the other side of the feet as you use that support and that gradual incline to support you and to support your belly as you drape forwards in your forward fold here. Your supported Paschimottanasana. And then you can hang the head here and enjoy a release through the back of the neck. And as you settle into this first little release, close down the eyes, and as you take your next inhale through the nose, I want you to send the breath to the back of your heart space, that space between the shoulder blades, and that energy center, that heart energy runs even and equally in a circuit and through that thoracic cavity, that chest cavity. So as you inhale and send your breath there, stimulating this space, we're creating space with the breath, and we're heightening and enlivening this area, this energy center within your body. And staying here for a couple more rounds of breath, checking in with this sensation. And it's quite common and natural that throughout our days we tend to utilize just that top 20% of our lung capacity. As you now deepen your breath and access a deeper space within your capacity of your lungs, your rib cage in this area, maybe you're awakening this energy center for the first time today. And final breath, honoring and gifting this space within the back of your heart. And let's slowly, with the chin still tucked down, and draw the hands, the palms, all the way up to come back to that point upon the knees. And now take the hands to the backs of the hamstrings. As you lay the back body down, use the hands as support on the back of the hamstrings to slowly unwind the spine, allowing one vertebra at a time to draw to the mat. And with the back body completely at rest, we'll take one inhale with the hands in a bind, linking the fingertips and opening the palms to the back of the room. As you inhale, and find length through the side body. And as you exhale, draw the hands back overhead, reaching to the sky as you take your journey. And let's unravel that and bind, release the fingertips, and place the backs of the hands beside the hips upon the mat for one full round of breath. This inhale we take now, with the back body supported, sending that same amount of energy and love to the front of your heart. Deep inhale, and feel into that same level of expansiveness and space through the front of your chest. As you exhale, surrender into the back of the heart, meeting the mat and creating a connection. Walking the hands now from the back of the mat or from your chest to place them upon the belly. And what we're going to be doing today here is creating or finding a little mudra. And we often do this with each other, making a little love heart shape with the hands. We're going to be taking our little love heart shape using the index fingers to connect and the thumbs to connect, and placing that heart-shaped connection over our low belly. And feeling with the palms the pelvis. And soften the hands to cup this space in your low belly. And as you take your next inhale, we'll be deepening the breath beyond that heart space and sending it to the belly, noticing a rise as you do. And that little compression of the belly upon the palms, or the effect that that breath has upon your palms as you exhale. Maybe taking a little pelvic tilt and drawing the pubic bone towards the face, rocking just a gentle little rock here. The pelvis forwards, allowing you to dip down into the lower back and meet that connection now through the lumbar spine. As you inhale, call the breath into the body. Sending it all the way through the belly to the low belly. Exhale, release. Gentle pelvic tilt. One more breath, third breath here, filling the lungs all the way to the base. And sending that breath all the way to the low belly. And exhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out, release, pelvic tilt. And you can settle into a few rounds of your natural rhythmic breath here. As we begin setting up our Dirga. Our Dirga is our 3-part breath, and the Dirga that we'll be exploring today is with our initial inhale. We invite that loving energy into that heart space as we feel the expansion through the center of our chest. We'll take a moment with that breath, enjoying that full, open space and that energy that we've created. And then we'll sip in a little more and send it to the low belly. That space where our palms meet our body, creating that heart and sending our love down to our gut, the place of our intuition. And as we exhale, we're going to be opening the mouth today and releasing from the low belly all the way out of the heart and tracing that breath. And we'll take this 5 rounds today. We know the spaces and the energy centers we're working with, so we'll begin together. Deep inhale, sending the breath to heart space. Expansion here, take a pause. Take a little more and send it to the belly. Exhale out of the mouth, the belly leads. Tilting the low back, feeling the connection of the lumbar spine. Completely giving away every little bit of breath that we have. Leaving ourselves empty. Second round, inhale. And fill heart space. Take a pause, kumbhaka, breath retention. Fill the low belly, send the love all the way to the depths of your pelvis. Exhale, release from the belly first. Third round, inhale. And take in a little more. Exhale, release. And 2 more rounds here. Inhale, heart space. We inhale to the belly. Exhale, release it all. And final round, inhale, send the breath to the heart. And finally, inhale, send the breath to the belly. Exhale it all out, big sigh. With the eyes still closed down, take the left hand and place it upon the heart. Right hand and place it upon the belly. Releasing that mudra. and settling in the palms to connect to heart and low belly. This action of giving and receiving. And we use our palms to give away all that is important to give away and honor others with our love and provide things of value. And we receive through the palms. And today's circuit that we're creating is an internal one. Taking 5 more rounds of breath now, flipping our Dirga. We're going to take an inhale to the belly. And staying with that breath and feeling the right hand, the masculine hand lead that powerful space of the sun here in the low belly, that place of intuition stimulated. Your second breath, as you maintain the breath to the low belly, we receive in the heart space, that feminine side, the left hand. As you exhale, release the elbows from the mat. And as you release your breath, you're compressing through both the heart and the low belly to return that energy to the self. Inhale, right hand rises. Inhale, left hand rises. Exhale, send it back to the self. 3 more rounds. Inhale to the belly. Inhale to the heart. And take a moment of pause, feeling full. Exhale. Compression. Receive. 2 more rounds. Inhale the belly. Inhale your heart. Take the pause. Sit in stillness. Sit in receivership. Exhale. Final round. Breath to the belly. Breath to the heart. Moments pause and release it all. So beautiful, yogis. Releasing the palms and take a cross of the body, taking the palms now to the backs of the shoulder blades, and we'll take a gentle little rock side to side as you release the spine. Let's slowly draw the soles of the feet to your bolster or your support. Maybe unraveling that low back to meet the connection once more. Open the palms and take the backs of the hands out wide. And as you take the next exhale, take an opposing cross. Opposite arm on top, take the hands to connect. And that rock and roll all the way across the back now. And feeling that connection of the outer hip, the knee, the shins. We'll meet in center. Open the palms and backs of the hands to rest. Release the soles of the feet now and take them to the sky. And take a point to the toes. And then flexing the feet, drawing some warmth into the legs. Let's take a roll of the ankles. And drawing some energy now into the legs. And let's take the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug here. Maybe curling into a tight ball if you feel called to do so. And then as you draw to rest, the soles of the feet meet the bolster once more. Opening the hands wide, come back to that initial cross of the arms, giving yourself that beautiful big hug. And this time as you take your spinal twist, we're going to drape the knees to the left and allow the shins and the outer blade of that left foot to rest. And drawing your gaze to the right, and your hug to the right. And rock it on back to center, knees to rise, soles of the feet to meet the bolster. Knees roll out, gentle spinal twist to the right, and take the gaze to the left. Inhale, release the hands. Knees draw back to center, finding that ball, that hug once more. Forehead drawing towards the knee. Inhale, release. As the soles of your feet meet the bolster, we're going to walk that bolster out. And kicking it away. And find the body long. That bind we found earlier, take the hands, flipping them open. And pointing the toes. Inhale, find length for the entire body now. Deep inhale, open your mouth, sigh it out, release. One more inhale, reaching to the back of the room. And as you exhale, take the palms overhead to rise. Flipping them and taking this time the palms to meet the mat. And feet draw in. Soles of the feet nice and wide now. Slowly walking the toes out to allow the pinky toes to meet the edges of the mat and the knees to fall in. You're feeling into the support of the left knee upon the right knee upon the left. Releasing that support, and we'll draw the knees across to the right. Taking a little windscreen wiper action here, maybe finding some space in the pelvis as you release with an internal and an external rotation through the hips to give your hips a little bit of love now. And with our breath, we gift our body with prana, with that life force. And if we're unconsciously taking our breath, we forget ourselves. We forget to pour that love back into the body. And we're so busy giving outwardly and sharing all of that life with those that surround us. It's these moments of pause that we honor and gift ourselves this time on the mat, that we gift ourselves conscious breath. And the parts of our body that we tend to forget. We forget to honor. We forget to embrace. And final windscreen, wiper wash, and pouring this range and this space, your breath, inviting prana beyond the heart and the belly, now to the hips. And find center. And with the toes nice and wide, we're going to heel toe away from the edges of the mat and feel the feet to connect, and now drape the knees nice and wide. Releasing the knees to the floor and allowing the soles of the feet to meet. Our Supta Baddha Konasana. And pelvis opens in this external rotation. And we'll take the hands back into meat and find that bind, inhaling overhead. Deep inhale and find that length through the side body once more. As you exhale and sweep the hands overhead. You're going to unravel and take the backs of the hands to rest upon the thighs. And as you do so, that space that we create below the arms, we're going to be opening through the front of the heart and drawing the shoulder blades to open now. And maybe you all might want to help a little by walking the shoulder blades to open. And creating that space across the front of the heart and creating that space through the pelvis as you actively find that contraction and that pressure between the upper legs and the backs of your hands. And bringing that warmth and that activity to the muscles that support and surround like a cradle the heart. You're going to slowly release that curl in. And as you take that cross we took earlier with the arms, coming back to that original linking, maybe your left arm naturally on top. We'll rotate, find the soles of the feet to the mat. And then the left leg rises, Viparita Karani. Single side, your Adha, or Viparita Karani. Left knee now folding over the top of that right knee. And that gentle spinal twist we took earlier, we're coming back to that, but this time in our eagle cross. Knees falling to the right, opening up that cross and drawing the gaze to the left. Hands out nice and wide to a T. Much deeper rotation here now, wringing out the spine. And staying just for 3 breaths. Working with the count of 3 today and that division of 3. And as you work with your 3 breaths, I want you to flip your number 3 and allow it to feel like that love heart. And traditionally the 3 is a confronting energy, and it's confronting to honor yourself in that space. Draw back, drawing the knees back and the left leg to rise here. And taking the hands, the palms to the back of the knee, we're going to draw the hamstring into an opening. And that rise that we've been working with, you might slide the hands up the calf, take an inhale. And finding yourself in a tight little ball here, forehead this time drawing towards the knee, the shin. Maybe extending the arms and taking that support to the back of the ankle, the foot. And take a bend of the knee. And hugging that left knee into that left armpit. Now 3 breaths. Now 3 points of the love heart as you inhale, tracing with your mind's eye up one side of the love heart. And as you exhale, fold into center. As you inhale from the center of your love heart, draw to rise, second peak. And as you exhale, draw back to that 3rd point. And take now with a guide using both hands, that left knee to open into your figure 4. Left hand offers support and offers that pelvis to open now as the left knee drapes, and you use that left hand to draw into that opening. Right hand, stability, support. Left hand to release and an offering. Maybe you come back to that palm open to receive and use the back of the hand. And final breath here. And gently blinking, open the eyes if they've been closed down. We're going to take the palms to the mat now and tuck chin into chest, slowly walking up, and we'll take this into a deeper release through the back of the hip as you rotate the palms now, fingertips towards the back of the room. You might keep the elbows nice and bent, or give yourself a little bit more love today and kindness by offering a little bit more space in the pelvis. Or maybe your hips and the muscles of the back body are calling for the kind of love that's a little more tough love. As you take a walk in and find that beautiful deep release through the left hip. And you can sit in stillness for your 3 breaths, or find some movement, some fluidity with a little rock of that left knee. And staying with those 3 breaths, we inhale one side. We exhale to drape. We inhale and rise. We exhale, fold and fall. We inhale. And slowly walking back, rotating the palms. And your walk will initially just draw you back to the elbows. And drawing that space again back in between the shoulders. As you inhale here in your figure 4, we hang the head heavy and open through the heart, palms open, resting backs of hands upon the mat. And find a hammock between the shoulder blades. Allow the spine to sink and surrender into the mat. Inhale, rise. Releasing that figure 4, left sole to meet the mat, and take a walk back down to rest. And back body meeting the mat. So good. Right sole of the foot to rise. And finding your Viparita Karani. Taking now the right arm on top. And as you release that right knee on top of the left, finding either here a simple surrender of the heel for your eagle cross, or a double bind as you wrap the toes beneath that left calf. And this time we're going to be releasing the knees to the left side as you maybe draw into that cactus already, surrendering the knees to the left side. And if that floor is just a little far away, the cork block comes in really handy here to offer just a little bit of extra support beneath that right knee. We'll take a gaze this time to the right, knowing we're here once more for our 3 counts of breath. As you invite the breath in and invite the energy in, and send that life and that awakening down to the lumbar spine and the pelvis on the right. And maybe you soften and you're able to release a little more deeply, give in and surrender a little more without support. And taking that final breath. And let's slowly roll it on back to center. Right hip meets the mat. Releasing that bind and taking the right foot to the sky. Hands to meet the back of the right hamstring. And taking a walk up the back of the leg, sliding the length of the calf and the Achilles as you draw forehead in to meet the knee. Maybe you resting on the back of the calf, the Achilles, or the outer blades of the foot. Exhale, slowly release the breath and guide that knee into a bend. As you draw now that right ankle to rest upon the left thigh. Left hand here acts as your stability, your stable supports, and the right knee peels open. Maybe the back of the hand, offering that peeling action. Are you able to sink into the breath and surrender into this moment upon the mat? Not giving your attention and your thoughts to anything or anyone that does not exist in the four corners of your mat in this time, in this space, your gift that you offer to yourself. As you adorn your body selflessly and offering these postures to the self. Releasing the hands and finding the palms turned down upon the mat as you draw the chin into chest, and we take a walk, maybe finding the forearms first, up to your figure four, rotating the fingertips to the back, and taking that moment sitting with your intuition, listening to the body, and sending the breath to the place of intuition, your gut, and listen to what your body needs today. That gentle, spacious sensation of love, or a little more tough love. As you set the space and the distance for your pelvis, and settle in here for your 3 breaths, and maybe we settle into stillness today, or maybe you find a gentle little rock with the knee. Wherever you are, rotating at the wrist, and slowly find your way back to the forearms. Staying in that figure 4, one more breath. We inhale, hanging the head and creating space between the shoulders through the front of the heart and your throat. As you exhale, soften, surrender, hammocking the spine and drawing the shoulders together through the front body. And chin draws into chest as you release once more. And the back body and the head to the mat. And taking that right sole of the foot to the sky. And then allow it to meet the mat. Heel toeing your way out to the edges of the mat once more. As you come back to that gentle windscreen wiper wash of the legs. And then the next time you fold out to the left, we're going to take a rest here and roll to that left side. As you draw to the left elbow. Left elbow at rest here. We'll send the right hand overhead to reach and creating length through that right side. You can release the head here and enjoy that release through the right side of the neck. And you can stay here, or we'll take this a step further using the right hand, tent the fingers, draw to rise. Left hand meets the mat. Right hand releases overhead. And if you're taking it this step further with me, we're going to be releasing into the tops of both shins. Side body stretch a little more deeply now. Hanging the head. And then whatever option you're in, we draw back to our seat. Back to that forearm. And find your way. Windscreen wiper wash. Knees to hang to the right. Right elbow releases into the mat. And you can use the palm to create stability through that right hand. Left hand overhead and crescent release through left side ribs, hanging the head heavy to the right. And staying here for your 3 breaths today, listening to that place of intuition, or using the fingertips on the left to tent to draw to support in the right hand. Inhale, rise, rolling over the shins, deep crescent through left side. Inhale, find space to open through that left side of heart. Wherever you are, find your seat once more. And drawing back to the elbow, windscream wiper back to center, resting on both elbows. Knees draw into chest, and allow the gravity to sink the knees back towards the shoulders as you take the toes to the sky here in your floating Viparita Karani. And that eagle cross that we found earlier. And your right knee to wrap over the left. Single or double bind. And this time pressing into the hands in that eagle cross. Walking the hands, fingertips towards the back of the mat. And that windscreen wiper wash we took earlier, our eagle now crossing, maintaining that eagle cross and allowing the hips to fold open, that deep release through the pelvis and through the low back. And find your way back to center. And draw back to rest in the forearms. And that opening through the front of the chest. And palms to open and ready to receive here. Maybe opening through the throat and exhale, hammocking in. Inhale, come back to stability. Draw the knees into chest, releasing this spine. Take it to the sky and then straight switch over. Left knee to wrap on top of the right. Single or double bind with your eagle. And coming in through the hands, draw to rise. Sole now of that right foot only to meet the mat. Rotating the fingertips to the back of the mat and that roll that we took. The windscreen wiper style rock and roll, but from our eagle here. And find your way back to center for the pelvis. And drawing back to the forearms. Knees draw into the chest. Viparita Karani as you take your soles of the feet to the sky once more. And just across of the ankle now as you press into the hands and draw to rise, coming into your seat. And you'll want to reach for your bolster and also your block. Okay, we'll roll over and find the knees nice and wide and have your cork block and your bolster handy. As you take the bolster into the knees, I'm going to be resting the shins and the knees upon the bolster for this one. And place the cork block at the top of the mat as you keep those toes tucked down and connected to the mat. You're going to be using your cork block or your foam block today as support for the forehead as you slowly take a walk down to the forearms initially, hanging the heart, and maybe you feel comfortable and feel enough support to release that tuck of the toes and allow the toes simply to hang here. Now we're looking to find a deep Anahatasana. And so for your Anahatasana option today, your melting heart, this may be where you melt. And if you're staying here for your melt today, you might stay with the block on the highest point as we work to support the forehead and invite that flow, the blood flow and the drainage to draw back via this decline. Or if you want to take it a little further, we drop to the medium height of the block and hang the forehead or the lowest point of the block. And if you're quite open through the hearts and want to take this a little further, you can take a walk with the hands out nice and wide. And you'll adjust that block just a little closer as you sink and melt the heart down. And allow the block to support your heart, your chin to rest upon the mat. Release the elbows and allow them to soften. Hips staying nice and high here. Throat stays open. And you're here for 3 breaths. And whatever option you're in, slowly find your way back, deep release, taking your time to walk in. And sink back, toes to meet the mat. And remove the cork block. And come back to a little yogi squat. And bolster runs the length of the mat now as you take the knees nice and wide once more. Your savasana or your closing posture today. Heart supported. Back of heart releasing out into the world as you allow the knees to melt nice and wide and the bolster to sit between the thighs. That cork block just to the top of the bolster as you take a walk down. And you want to set that cork block up in a position that allows the cheek to be supported, the forehead or the chin to be supported. Our palms stay open. And take a walk with the elbows, offering those hands forward. And as you settle in here, allowing the heart to feel supported. Allowing your belly and your intuition to feel that support. And that connection that we create, that circuit that we create. Where the heart listens. And your space and place of intuition is able to feel heard. And when we honor that circuit, that affects our digestion, it affects your sleep, and it affects your sense of self. Gift yourself this moment of breath. Gift yourself just as you would gift with just the same amount of care, love, and force, life force, energy. Those that you love, and those that surround you. In this moment, surround yourself with that breath and that sensation of feeling whole, full, cared for, and supported. Yogis, if you have extra time today, hit pause now and I invite you to stay. And otherwise, take a walk up the bolster, finding your seat. keeping the eyes closed down, releasing the block, and find a support in your Sukhasana once more. And drawing that cross of your Sukhasana to the opposing side. And palms open, backs of the hands rested upon the thighs. As you inhale, find length for the spine. As you exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Staying with this conscious and connected breath. And draw the hands to prayer at heart center. And Yogis, my prayer for you this week and today is that you're able to take this moment, create this moment, make space for yourself each day to offer a gift to yourself, whether it be a few conscious breaths to the heart, to the low belly, or whether you gift yourself time on the mat each day. Maybe you gift yourself time to sit in the sunshine and smile, read a book, a quiet coffee, whatever it is. However you are able to honor yourself, for you are worthy and you deserve it. Thank you so much for sharing your reset with me today. Namaste.